What? Another new item is coming to doors? This is like the third one we've received so far. Oh crap, I'm also a day late. Not to worry, I'll just cover 2 doors teasers instead of 1 in this video. Hello everyone, and welcome to another video. Now, as you probably know, every day until the Garden Subfloor update releases, the Doors developers will be posting a new teaser, showcasing features of whatever's in the next update. These can range from video clips to just plain photos, or audio teasers. Now, I didn't make a video about yesterday's sneak peek, mainly because I didn't want to make a video on that day. So I guess I'll group it in with this video. Anyways, we have got a lot to cover today, including a confirmed use of the upcoming Stardust currency from yesterday's sneak peek, as well as a brand new item being revealed in today's teaser. So, with all of that being said, let's begin. Alright, so to start, I think we should cover some old news first before going over the new reveals. Yesterday, we were given a glimpse into one of the new functionalities of the upcoming Stardust currency. In case you missed my video about it, this is a new item that is going to be added which acts as a secondary currency besides knobs. It will be much harder to obtain than knobs though, and it will be available in fewer quantities. Anyways, yesterday's teaser revealed to us the first purpose of Stardust, that being to create elevators to subfloors in the lobby. This was a feature that has been heavily theorized to come, but now we have solid proof it is in fact being implemented. Essentially, as you probably know, accessing the rooms is a huge time sink, and entering the garden is also shaping to be a tedious endeavor. So to speed up the process, players can pay a small fee of Stardust to automatically enter those subfloors through lobby elevators. Their original access methods are still going to be available, but this will just speed up the process for those with the currency. However, convenient subfloor elevators aren't the only new additions coming to subfloors, but we will also be able to use the admin panel inside of them. As many of you probably know, the admin panel can only be used in the hotel and mines, with the back door in rooms not supporting the Game Pass. This, however, will be changing in the very next update, and this is proven by how the admin panel can be enabled in a room's elevator as shown in this teaser. Now, the developers actually followed up on this in another message, and they stated that rounds utilizing the admin panel in subfloors will not require Stardust to be paid, which actually makes a lot of sense as no progress can be obtained with the Game Pass is active. Still, now it will be easier to explore the subfloors than ever, with the benefits of the admin panel of course, which is a nice quality of life change people have been wanting to see for a while. I recall a little whiles back, the developers said this may have been hard to implement, but I'm glad they finally made it work out. Anyways, that was about everything new with yesterday's teaser. Let's talk about today's sneak peek. We received our very first video clip of the next update, and it's definitely interesting to say the least. This video showcases the player using the crucifix in 4 completely different ways, and although at first this may seem confusing, there's actually a rather simple explanation for this. You see, in this clip, the player is actually scrolling through different items in their inventory and using them. However, each item is given the appearance of a crucifix to mask their identity. This means that despite all the items looking like the crucifix, they aren't, so don't be fooled by that. Now, many of these items are quite recognizable, either due to the animations present with them, or the sound they emit. However, one of the last ones is completely new, and will likely be coming in the next update. But what is this mysterious new item? And are the items shown before it significant in any way? Well, let's find out. Well, the very first item shown to us is only on screen for a few seconds, and given the click audio heard when it is equipped, we know that it's the new item I've been talking about. We will come back to this later, but once the player finishes using it, they switch to the Golden Blaster weapon from Ranked mode. We know this is the Golden Blaster as not only does the player shoot with it, but it also has the same spinning animation and audio as the Golden Blaster when equipped. Now, we've known for quite a while that Ranked mode items will be coming to the admin panel, so it's likely the player is using the admin panel in this video clip, but it's also possible the developers just spawned in these items with their developer commands. Anyways, after firing the Golden Blaster, the player switches to use a Bottle of Starlight. This one is rather straightforward, as the player drinks it and receives the starlight buffs associated with the item. However, it's after using this and before the final item used, which I think is a glow stick or a flashlight, I don't know, it's some type of light source, where the video takes a really interesting turn. The player equips the same item seen at the very start of the video, evident by the strange clicking sound. However, this sound seems to only play when the player is actually using the item, not just equipping it. The player also seems to hold the item out in an awkward position, extending their arm all the way out, and this could play an important role in deciding what the true identity of the item actually is, but more on that later. Afterwards, the player encounters Screech. However, when that happens, the crucifix actually turns completely gray, and once the entity is scared off, the video finishes. Now, we have got a lot to unpack from just this short clip of the new item in use. So let's go step by step and analyze what we know so far about the item. For one, as we have discussed, in addition to holding it out away from your body, whenever it is used, a loud click sound can be heard, and based on these clicks we know the animation of the item is in use, and it can change very often as the arm placement moves. I'd also like to mention that the gray crucifix isn't the same item in use, the item actually changes. Additionally, as only seen briefly when the player is using the item, whenever the click sound is heard, water particles actually spew off of it. This means that for some reason this new item likely generates water, or is at least associated with water, which is definitely interesting. This led me to believe that maybe its true identity is something like a watering can. After all, we know the new subfloor is going to be nature themed, so having a watering can item could definitely fit with the whole subfloor's aesthetic. In fact, this item being a watering can would actually fit how it seemingly spews water into the ground, which is the sole thing watering cans are known for. I've also heard theories that the new item could be a lantern, given how the player kind of holds it like one. However, lanterns don't really spew off water, and I can't really see any light being emitted, so although this is a possibility, I doubt it would be the case, and I'm sticking with my watering can theory. Now, before I finish off this video, there is one more thing I'd like to say. Now, throughout this whole upload, I've just assumed that the crucifix appearance for all of these items is to obscure their identity, and it's not significant for any reason other than that. However, this could actually be a feature of the upcoming update, rather than a one-off thing for this video. As you probably know, item skins are going to be coming in the next update, so making all the items have a crucifix model could be testing for this functionality. Additionally, it could also be a fun customization feature of the admin panel, as we know it's likely the player could be using it given how they have access to the Golden Blaster, which was originally only obtainable in ranked mode. Really, this one part is up for interpretation. Anyways, with all of that being said, let me know in the comments what you think these crucifix skin appearance things are for, as well as what you think the new item is. And thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.